your headliner. You guys ready for your headliner? Yes! Everything's set up for him because it's his birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Yes! He's 21, he can drink now. He looks like shit for 21 though, I gotta tell you. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a tremendous round of applause for my friend Scott Peavy.
Okay, joke. I one time go to Circle K corner store to get drink. Sir, you go to Circle K corner store? Yes, same. So, I have now established link with audience member. We go to Circle K. I ask lady for lemon Gatorade. I look, there's none. I say, lemon Gatorade? She say, fruit punch only. I say, lemon Gatorade. She say, fruit punch only. This time I began to grow angry. I asked, lemon Gatorade, like this. She said, fruit punch, so I hit her. She break a 5-hour energy display. She break a Jack Link sausage container. She break jawbone. But it's okay because the way she land, very funny, so it's a good joke. All right, awkward applause. That's how I like to start. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming out. Give it up for all the other comics you guys have seen tonight. Really good show. I know. I was here. It was good. That last comic reminded me, though, lock your doors at night, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a good idea. I feel like I have to address how I am attired. I know that what I look like right now is like what a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle would look like if it were a human being and 35 years old and treated its body like the sewer. Like that's what I feel like I'm pulling off right now. But I'm what my mom has coined handsome fat. So feel free to use that if you see me, later on. You might throw, hey, handsome fat, whatever. So it's up to you. By the way, there's 2 tables up front here nobody's using. All you guys stand in the back. Ignore these remnants of yeah, I know, it's gross. But you can sit here, though. There's nobody sitting here, I promise. You guys don't have to stand. Or you can stand. Maybe you have a reason. Who knows? So my mom says, handsome fat. And then she goes, and she says this, you're not fat though, you're just being funny boned. And then she jabs the air with her finger like that. I'm like, well, what is handsome fat exactly? She goes, well, you look like you could pass for Fat Russell Crowe. So you do see it, all right. And she goes, like Russell Crowe, if he was putting on weight to play John Goodman in a movie. Like, I feel like you got that locked down. And that's weird for 2 reasons. First off, John Goodman's not dead. Secondly, King Ralph will outlive us all, so it's not going to happen long. Anyway. I was at the mall the other day, though, going up the escalator, broke a sweat, decided that's my body telling me it's time to go get checked out. I need to go to a doctor, see what's going on. You break a sweat going up an escalator. So he tells me, Mr. Peavy, you are not the ideal weight for your height. And I said, no, you mean handsome fat. He's like, what I mean is, take a look at this chart, do some math. It's a body mass index chart. Do some math, see what you should be. So I look at his chart, not real strong in math, but Doc, I'm pretty sure your chart's telling me I should be 9.5 feet tall. That seems illogical, impossible maybe. He said, no, what I'm saying is you need to go on a health bar diet for 6 months, replace one meal with a health bar, come back and see me, see how it goes. I was like, all right. I left, and I was like, I'm doing one better. I'm gonna replace 2 meals a day with health bars for a whole year, go back and like freak his mind, So I did that, went back to visit him, got worse news. Somehow on his health bar diet, not only had I gained weight, but it turned out I was of a 4th grade reading level. I've been eating Heat bars for a year, which it's only 1 letter off. Still pretty good for a 4th grader. I submit. So I did what I always do when I'm depressed. I went to Taco Bell. Anybody else? Taco Bell when you're depressed? Yeah, I hear you. Which is great because now you can eat Taco Bell for all meals, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, 4th. It's amazing. I was so happy when I got there because it had the sign that said that the Doritos Locos Taco now comes in both nacho cheese and Cool Ranch. I was so happy. This is a little while ago. But that had its own slogan. It said, collect all 2. And I was like, all right, I don't habla Espanol too well, but I do speak Spanish. No, not the awesome laugh. Be that as it may, I'm pretty sure there's a word for all 2, it's both. But the other thing was, how does Taco Bell know I collect food? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna collect all 2, go home, put them on my collectible food shelf right next to my Wendy's Frosty and my limited edition McDonald's McRib sandwich, all still in original packaging to preserve their collector's value. No, I'm gonna eat them, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna collect all 2. So, 6 straight months of collecting all 2. I now have a brand new collection I've just completed. I have all 2 types of diabetes. Pretty stoked about that. I don't actually know if there is a type 3 diabetes yet, but if there's not, rest assured I'm working on one. Me and Taco Bell, we're gonna do it. So it's that time of year, it's football season. Anybody FSU fans out there, FSU? Sweet, this joke's not gonna work. I'm not what you call a football fan. I have, this is a Ninja Turtles tattoo over here.
Yeah.
This is a tattoo of a cartoon dog, and that's me. not the dog, that's me. I don't watch sports at all, but every year, doesn't matter, people are always like, hey, you see that game last night? How about them Knowles? And I'm gonna be like, actually, I don't watch sports, which every sports fan interprets as, you know, I missed last night's game, but definitely feel free to tell me everything that happened. And if I try and cut you off, just speak louder. So, what I started doing this year is whenever someone asks me, hey, see that game last night? How about them Knowles? I go, well, actually, my father was killed by a Seminole Indian. And then I get to watch them backpedal out, you know, and try and like turn that into a, oh, well, you like to get killed in the 4th quarter? Like, no, I'm sorry, sports fans. Good luck, though. Good luck if you see me. Ask me about that. By the way, I don't think it's fair that when FSU wins, or when your team wins, whoever your team is, you get to go, we won. That's not fair. Like, they won. You bought a t-shirt and got drunk, didn't you? You did. You did. You know you did. All right. I don't really do segues between jokes. As a comedian, you feel a lot of pressure to like segue your jokes together. I'm more or less just kind of say what the joke's about and then I do it. So this next joke is about Orlando. Or it might be about birds, I'm not sure. I sometimes find myself in Orlando, sunny Orlando, Florida. And when I'm there, I like to visit this little store called Sweet Tweets. Oh, Sweet Tweets, how cute. They sell like bird supplies. It's a store for birds. It's well, I mean, it's not for birds. It's for people who buy things for like their avatars, who buy things. I don't know what the term is, but I don't own birds, and if I did, I wouldn't buy them anything. So I don't know what it's. Anyway, I'll go to Sweet Tweets, and I'll just kind of mill about for a minute. But here's what I do. Then I leave, and I slam the door, and I go, "This place is full of birds," which causes a lot of confusion amongst bystanders and passersby, which is also just fun for me to do. So. That's all. It's not really a joke so much. Hey, this next joke is about cookies, so get excited. I was at a gathering at a friend's house recently, and we were just all kind of hanging out. The girl whose house we were at was in the kitchen making cookies, so we're all just kind of standing around there, just shooting the breeze, you know. The cookies are done, she takes them out, and then somebody from the party comes in the kitchen, sees the cookies, and goes, "Oh, are those chocolate chip?" And the girl says, "No, they're oatmeal raisin." And that's when, and I don't want to use her real name because it might embarrass her. So instead of calling her Rachel, we'll just call her Kendrick. So no, that's her last name. Okay. Well, we'll call her Marie because you guys don't know her middle name. So she takes her cookies out, and that's when my friend Rachel Marie Kendrick, comes into the kitchen and goes, "Are those chocolate chip?" And she says, "No, they're oatmeal raisin." And then Rachel did that thing that you do sometimes when you want to get across like the idea of disgust. You do that fake vomit thing, like, you know. So she did that. But the thing about Rachel is Rachel has a very weak gag reflex. So first, Rachel fake vomited. Then Rachel real vomited onto the floor, splashed on the pantry door, and I did not mean that to rhyme. But it was awesome. Like that's, for me, that's the end of the story. That's hilarious. Have you ever seen anybody make themselves vomit on accident? It's like this. It's like, it was incredible. When I tell you that's the funniest thing you can see in person, it is. When I cried laughing to sleep that night, and I'm not exaggerating. Here's how I fell asleep. That's how I fell asleep. That's the end of the story as far as I'm concerned. Except that the next day, I started thinking about it, and I was like, what if instead of her reaction of like a scared squirrel trying to cross a busy intersection, like, what if instead she decided to just own it? You know what I mean? Like she walks in and goes, "Are those chocolate chip?" "No, they're oatmeal raisin." Yeah! Yeah! That's what I think of your oatmeal raisin cookies. Now make me a drink, make me some chocolate chip, clean up this vomit. I'm gonna be in the other room. Judging your throw pillow collection harshly. Hey, are these plaid curtains? Looks like someone's going to be making a late night trip to Bed Bath & Beyond. Hope that gift card in your wallet still has money on it. Because all of you have Bed Bath & Beyond gift cards in your wallet, so you don't have money on it. What are these? Camo Crocs? Now they're hot steaming camo bowls of hobo chili. Yum. That's a good visual. Hobo chili. We'll go back to that one if something else doesn't work. Hobo chili. This next joke is about a song from the late 90s that you might remember. I don't know. It's a hip hop song by a group called The Lox. Money, Power, Respect. Anybody familiar with Money, Power, Respect? All right. Their only hit, really, because it had Lil' Kim and DMX on it, and then The Lox was nobody's. But, I mean, essentially. I love the song because I was into hip-hop back in the day, and the lyrics go, it's the key to life, money, power, respect. What you need in life, money, power, respect. Got you eating right, money, power, respect. When you see the light, it's the key to life. Like, that's how the lyrics go. It's pretty badass. And I'm like, my question about that is, how did eating right sneak in there? That's kind of weird. It's like a little health-conscious PSA just sort of slipped in. What kind of hardcore gangster lyric is eating right? It's weird. Like, yeah, eating right, money, power, respect. Get some exercise, money, power, respect. Regular doctor's checkups, money, power, respect. And then DMX comes in. He's all like, "Hey, yo, when I get a mic in my hand, y'all know I'm the man. Every 6 months I get my prostate exam." Rap music is weird, that's all I'm saying. You guys familiar with this fad called vajazzling? Oh, I heard a nope real quick. I'm pretty sure you are. Saw some finger pointing back there. Okay. If you're not familiar, what vajazzling is it's something women are doing where they're shaving this area and applying rhinestones in decorative patterns, right? Because America, because fuck ISIS. We have rhinestones on our crotches. So, like, other than the fact that I have always wanted to have sex with 1980s denim jackets, so, that's it. Aside from that, like, I don't really know. Okay, if you don't know what vajazzling is, it's like bedazzling this area, if you follow me. It does give the term hoodlum a whole new meaning. I'll give you that. Oh, nothing really? Hobo chili. All right. It's very different from hobo chili. The only way I know about it is my wife got a Groupon for it. Like, she got a Groupon email for like a discounted, and she wanted to try it, but she's thrifty. She didn't want to spend any money, so she decided to DIY vajazzling. So she got out her arts and crafts box, and she got out her hot glue gun. And I don't know what she did. And I I wasn't there. But apparently all she had in her raggedy box was like, okay, I don't like how I worded that. All she had in her arts and crafts box, which it was raggedy, it was her grandma's, but that's not the point. Apparently all there was in there was some bits of gray yarn, popsicle sticks, of course, and those googly eyes, So, if I could paint a picture for you, it was a lot like getting head from a cracked out walrus sock puppet. If you can kind of imagine what that would be like, which is just as awesome as you're imagining. I highly recommend it. Though I would caution you, limit yourself to like 2 popsicle sticks, it's plenty. But go crazy with the googly eyes. Just go nuts. The googly eyes make the whole thing. That's where it's at. The other thing about that is, like, if the girl's vajazzling, like, what's the guy do? What's the reciprocation? You're vajazzled, you got the denim jacket look going on down there. Like, am I supposed to wear a rat tail somehow? Or acid wash my balls for that worn in look from that Samurai? I don't understand. It's just something I thought about, that's all. Hey, here's something else I thought about. I can tell by that last joke, you guys are like me. You've had a thought in your head before. I would love to masturbate a stranger, but I don't know how to like break into that. I don't know how to get into giving a stranger a hand job. Bar scene's not my thing. Dating's weird. I hear you. Here's what you do. I have perfected a move it's a kind of a spin on an old move. If you're familiar with a stranger, it's where a gentleman will sit on, he's probably not a gentleman if he's doing this, but he'll sit on his hand until it goes numb, and then he'll use that hand to masturbate. And it's like a stranger is giving you a hand job, like, whoa, who is this? The reverse stranger, that's my move. The reverse stranger is where you tie a piece of string around the base of your penis until it falls asleep. Then you masturbate, then it's like you're giving a stranger a hand job. So, win-win, I guess, I don't know. There it is, it's out there now, you can try it. But you're probably thinking to yourself, but that leaves the door open for something I like to call the double reverse. The double reverse stranger is you tie a piece of string around the base of your penis, you sit on your hand, wait till they're both asleep, then you masturbate, then it's kind of like you're in the room while someone else is masturbating. So your arm's getting tired. I don't know, I haven't really worked the kinks out of that one yet. Just say it, it's out there in the ether, it's in the collective conscious now, you guys are collective, you're conscious, there it is. If you try it out, hey, I'm on Facebook, let me know how it goes, I'll give you a shout out next time I do the joke. If you want. If you don't want, I'll probably still do it. Let's see, this next joke is about goats. Okay, so I grew up out in the woods. Like if you're familiar with this area, Old St. Augustine Road goes way out into the woods, and that's where we grew up. In a house surrounded by woods, no neighbors, nothing, just out in the woods. And so I was going back to visit my parents recently. Like I said, I'm 35. I was going out there to visit them. It's been several years since I've been out there. Recently, a woman moved in about a quarter acre behind them, so you can't see her house, but she's there. She has goats, okay? If you don't know what goats are, Google goats. They have a noise, but sometimes they sound weird. Like goats have weird noises. Google usher goat, doesn't matter if you haven't Googled usher goat before, you need to see that. Anyway, I'm going out to visit my parents. My wife is gonna go out there too. She beat me there by an hour. She knew about the goats. I don't know about the goats, okay? I know about the goats now, but at this point in the story, I don't know about the goats, you understand? All right, so I get out there, I get out of my car, I'm walking to my parents' house, and I hear, coming from the woods, behind my parents' house, a noise that my brain interprets, because I don't know about the goats, my brain interprets this noise as a young British lad calling someone. Here's what I hear. I'm walking to the house and I hear, hello, from the woods. That's what I hear. And I stop and I go, what the fuck is that? And I wait. And several moments go by and there's nothing. And I'm like, that didn't make sense anyway. So now I have to convince myself that I didn't hear what I had just heard. If you're trying to convince yourself you didn't hear something, that's not how that happens. You're supposed to convince other people, or they convince you. It's always like, you guys don't hear a ringing or a buzzing? You're like, no, dude, you're fine. There's no buzzing. But I had to convince me that I didn't hear it. And so I do that. And I go, there's no way I heard that. And I start walking, and then I hear it again. Hello? And I'm like, oh, there it is! It's a young British lad. And he's lost. And so I'm like, I need to help this kid. So I decided to call back to him in his native tongue. So I go, hello? And he answered, hello? And so for a moment, me and a young British lad are having a very not going anywhere conversation, but we're being very cordial. And I'm trying to, and all of a sudden I realize my wife is standing right next to me, and I go, whoa, what are you doing? And she goes, what are you doing? I'm like, Jason, I'm talking to this, the British lad, you don't hear him? You don't hear him? And she goes, that's a goat. I'm like, no, listen, hello? Listen, what? Hello? We wait, and there's nothing, and then finally it answers. But it's just a regular goat. And he goes, eh. And I was like, no! He said hello before you were here. When the animal was talking, like, you know how animals will talk to you sometimes when no one else is around, and you know they were talking, but as soon as someone else shows up, they're just talking animal noise again. Now you look crazy. But I know he said hello. It's the goat said hello. So, it's not we're divorced now. And I live with the goat lady. Thanks for that. You guys like celebrity impressions? Alright. I mean, it's irrelevant, I'm gonna do them, I just like to ask. I have a 3-pack of celebrity impressions that I like to do, because I like movies, and I'm always like wishing other people who were in movies they weren't in, who got roles they didn't get, you know? And so, like, one of my favorite movies, I'm gonna do 3 impressions for you. One of my favorite movies is 300, you know, with Leonidas, where like Gerard Butler plays Leonidas, and it's great. It's got a lot of great action, a lot of great lines, but there's so many other cool people that could have played a really cool Leonidas and had some of those cool lines. And so I like to think, like, what if like Christopher Walken had played Leonidas? Madness, no, this Spartans tonight. We're gonna dine in hell, maybe. He likes to go off script here. I don't know. Maybe hell's not so bad. People talk bad about it, but people talk bad about France too. Spartans. That's one. That's number 1 of 3. Thank you, everybody. That's 1 of 3. All right. Another favorite movie of mine is Castaway with Tom Hanks. Great movie. A lot of drama. You know, also a lot of good lines, like the scene at the end where his volleyball Wilson's floating away. He's like, Wilson, you know. But so many people could have played a really cool, whatever Tom Hanks' character's name was in that movie. Like star of stage and screen, Christopher Walken, maybe. Wilson, no, Wilson, come back. Wilson, you too far, Wilson. I can't swim that far, Wilson, come back. You know what? Go, it's fine. You're a terrible conversationalist, and I've been cheating on you with a coconut, Wilson. That's 2 of 3, thank you. That's 2 of 3. That's only 2. Hey, we got 1 more. We're all in this boat together. We got 1 more. 1 more. Hey, what if Christopher Walken had played the classic role of Kevin, right? From Home Alone. Kevin. You know, the little kid. All right, here's the scene in the bathroom with the aftershave. Ow! Thank you. That's number 3. I appreciate it. That's not Christopher Walken argument. I know. Okay, one more. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Spartans. No, I got 1 more. Turn down for what? That's just for me. I just like that. Okay, last thing I want to do before I have to flee the scene is I got this easel sitting over here. I have a story that I want to share with you guys. So hang on just a second.
Joker.
Chuck thinks if he just yells Joker, I'll just do another joke about the Joker. All right, you guys want to hear it? Okay, what if Christopher Walken had played the Joker in The Dark Knight? You wanna know how I got these scars? I cut myself shaving. It's gonna heal, it's fine. Listen, Batman. Listen, Batman. I imagine he would say it like Batman, like it's his last name or something. George Batman. Listen. I seen your show in the 60s. Very colorful, funny. Now, you're so dark. Batman, you're so serious. Tell me why, Batman, are you so morose? Batman, you're so austere. You're very contemplative. Batman, you're very deadpan. I'm sorry, I got a thesaurus for my birthday, grandkids. Kind of making, why so serious? Sorry, that's all that Christopher Walken gonna do. Thank you. Are you happy, Chuck? Chuck Rhodes, are you happy? All right. Thanks, Chuck. I love you. This is a story you can look up. You can Google this. It's real. Several years ago, not so many, a few years ago, walking just gets in your head. Several years, only a few though. This woman was called to her daughter's middle school to tell them how her daughter's name is supposed to be pronounced. She shows up, they see the name on the transcript, and they're like, that can't be right. So, I forgot, I'm sorry. There's several pages. I don't know why that's page 0. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, page 1. All right. Sorry. To tell them how her daughter's name is to be pronounced. And this is the name that showed up on the transcript. When she said it's pronounced LaDasha, they asked, how do you figure? Keep in mind, this was southern Louisiana, so this is the mentality you're dealing with. Her answer was, because the dash don't be silent. LaDasha. Actually, it was a southern Louisiana dialect. It was more like, because the dash don't be silent. Yeah. So, does that make more sense? Okay. Forgetting the fact, first off, that the dash definitely do be silent. You might see some you recognize. Woo Dash Ting, I used to listen to them all the time. T Dash Payne, he's actually the local guy. Scooby Dash Doo, who didn't grow up watching Scooby Dash Doo. Wall Dash E, that's a more recent. The X Dash Men, those movies are great. Hyphens can be used to join two names or link two or more actions act as one idea. Winston-Salem, C-Low, the B-52s. Hyphens are also used for clarity to distinguish between a dirty movie theater and just a dirty movie theater. Also forgiving the fact that technically her daughter's name is La Hyphena. We just call it a dash. I've come up with a list of names that I think she may very well have considered for her daughter while staring at her keyboard. And I'm going to share them with you now. First off, I'm going to throw out the @ sign, La-Ada. I thought it was a little too easy, plus I totally forgot to write it. So, this little thing's called a tilde. I thought Latildia sounded nice. You know, Latildia is just kind of almost royal in a way. Like the Princess Latildia attended worm grunting or whatever. Let's see what else. La Pounda, nice strong name, you know. She gets into wrestling or roller derby, whatever she gets into later on in life. La Pounda, it's a good one. And it's not a hashtag Twitter, it already had a name. All right. La Controlla, taking some liberties with this one. La Controlla is good if she gets into like world domination or just S&M, like whatever she's into when she grows up. La Controlla is a good one. Let's see. La Slasha kind of sounds like a Mexican serial killer, so I can see why you wouldn't go with La Slasha. La Delita, on the other hand, sounds like a French hitman, so that's kind of also bad in a way. This next slide, oh no, that's embarrassing. How did that slide get in there? That's from my trip to Cancun. Oh my word, that's embarrassing. Next slide, please. Okay. La Asteriska, sort of sounds like laser eye surgery or something. It's a little complicated. La Placenta. It's gross. So, moving on to, I like La Taba. How about La Tabo is fun, except she might get, what's your name, the left or righter? The this way hatter? That could lead to some confusion, I can see. LaDowna is just kind of depressing, you know, so. Which brings me to my favorite unused keyboard name. Anybody? La Spesa. That's right. Hey, because the space don't be silent, that's all I'm saying. Why would it be? Looking at these, I kind of got inspired. I think like one day when I have a son, I was thinking about naming him Andrew, which technically would be Ampersandrew, which also sounds cool, like kind of royal also, you know, like the Princess Latilda and Prince Ampersandrew attended Wormgrunton, or whatever they do. I don't know. Anyways, hey, I'm Scott Peavy of the Howler Monkey Sandwich. Please come back. Please come tonight. I give it back over to the rest of my brother.